What up? What up? What up? I know. Yes, there's nothing wrong with your Facebook Live. We are here, and we are back. I know it's been a minute.
It's
I know
been a
you missed
minute.
us.
Yeah, I
I got
have.
all the cards and all the when y'all coming back messages. We are back. We are here. You are watching Dr. We Talk Sports here on Facebook Live, and we had some traveling. I had some work. My son is doing his track thing,
My
so I
son
was going to
is doing
track
his
meet.
thing.
Yeah, he's doing well. We're excited about that. And then being empty nesters, you start doing more stuff, and like life gets in the way. So we apologize for that. Definitely wanted to do that Super Bowl show. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about. So we're going to do a Super Bowl recap. I know we're in March. We haven't talked about it. We're going to give you some reframing on that. Then we're going to talk about all what's going on in the free agent. We see Kyler Murray about to go take what's his name job in Minnesota. We're going to see, we saw what happened with the Raiders and all
Justin
that
Fields that got
foolishness.
traded today to the Chiefs.
Who got traded to the Chiefs?
Justin Fields.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We still trying to put trade on time.
Well, see, I get they need somebody to play at least the first couple of games because they don't know with his ACL. He claims he's going to be back for the first game, but he might not be 100%.
I think this is his first major injury, so they want to bring him back slowly. I get that. But Justin Fields?
I think it's good for him. I mean, he might not be great, but just to get out the Jets. The Jets are just a dumpster fire.
I mean, he had 3 bad situations in a row. I get it because he had Nagy he had that bad situation in Chicago, which they couldn't put a team around him. Then he goes to Pittsburgh.
He looked decent some games.
But they had Russell Wilson.
He had one game in the Jets where he looked good, even though they lost.
And then the Jets, he was just bad. But the Jets were
He
bad.
had one game where he looked good. Like they lost, that game was close. One game.
What game was that? The Pittsburgh game?
I believe it was. I believe it was.
That was the game he wanted to show him something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know about them revenge games. Like players play out their mind, they want to get some get back. I don't count that game. The rest of it was garbage. And
so who knows? It may be good. But Patrick Mahomes is, recovering fully from his ACL.
This is either hubris by the Chiefs in thinking that they can take anybody and make them serviceable, or
he might be just as good as Carson Wentz. And who else was their backup?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about who's been the backups. They haven't had really dynamic backups, so
I mean, they really do because he's usually not hurt. He might be hurt for a little while. They might play 1 or 2 games, maybe. But I'm trying to think who else has been their backup. I know Carson Wentz was 1 year.
Yeah, Carson Wentz was a backup that I can think of.
Last year. Yeah.
I mean, because they've always had insert name here because Mahomes has been so healthy. I mean,
he don't stay. Even when he hurt, he'd be out there playing with tape in his ankle. He just sprained his ankle. He might miss a couple plays, but he back in the game.
So that's crazy. The Chiefs.
Okay. The Chiefs for a 6th-round pick.
And they gave up a pick for that?
6th round.
Okay. We'll see. Acquiring Jets, yep. Big Play Slay is retiring.
Yes, with the Eagles. Which I'm happy for. I love Big Play Slay.
Yeah, So, all right. Super Bowl. I know you watched it. What did you think?
I did. It was boring until the 4th quarter. And I had just got back into town. I had been out the country. So, I was tired. So, it was not very stimulating. So, until the 4th quarter. And I'm like, okay. But I thought it was not great.
And this is the thing, right?
But I'm not surprised, actually.
I agree with you.
I didn't think New England was going to show up.
I agree with you. It was boring. I agree with you. And the bigger picture is this: when you don't have marquee quarterbacks in the game, you run the risk of having this type of game. Because yes, Drake May is good.
They're good.
Sam Darnold had a couple of good seasons,
Yeah,
but they
but
both have had
the defense won the game. The defense wins championships, which has been proven this year and last year when we won. I mean, although I love our offense too, but the defense won the Super Bowl last year.
and Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker was the best player on the field in that game.
Yeah, although
He was the only one that really showed up to play. Everybody else was kind of
which is
scared.
why
and he took the money from the Chiefs. So I mean, I don't think he was 14 million a year, kind of good, but
hey, I'm happy for him. They've been trying to not pay running backs for a while. Let the man get some money.
I don't ever, especially a running back, I don't ever discount their money. Never. Because
and they get hit.
A lot.
Yeah.
And they're expected to keep getting hit because they got to stay on their feet and they get those extra hits instead of like quarterback, they go down. So somebody touch them, they breathe on them hard.
Yeah. A penalty, 15 yards. Yeah.
Run
they don't care.
And
yeah.
I think I don't know. I need to see the top quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. That's what I need to see. I'm Sam Darnold.
I was even though
story.
It was a good story. It was a good story. I was happy for him. I was happy for him. I really was happy for him. But I mean, it wasn't an exciting game, but I was happy for him. Happy they won. So it was a good story.
Look, he overcame the demons. He changed the narrative about him.
He did. He stopped seeing ghosts.
Stop seeing ghosts. All of that. I'm really, really happy for Sam Darnold.
Turn the ball over. I mean, he's a serviceable quarterback, though. He's a serviceable quarterback. He's not, top tier, but he's serviceable.
That defense won the game, and the Patriots called a terrible game. Like, why are you throwing? Like, you don't have. I didn't understand what they were trying to do offensively. The Patriots, and so it played to the Seahawks defense hand, and once they did that, once they started rolling, I was like, you're not gonna win now because that defense is like they're feeling everything. But yeah, Darnold was off. He missed some passes. There are a couple that could have got picked off early, and overall it was just a bad game, and I did enjoy, and I was watching it with a friend of mine that was a New England fan, so he was feeling every play, but we were saying the same thing. You're only down, 9-0. You're only down, 12.
Yeah, no, they could, yeah, but the defense,
one score, you're back in the game. Like one touchdown, you're back in the game. They just couldn't put enough together. For that, and I think that Drake May was hurt more than what he laid, his shoulder on, and that hindered his play. But overall, again, I think we're in agreement. Happy for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. We'll repeat, but I'm happy for him.
So, free agency. So, free agency started with a bang. That the Raiders got 2 number 1 picks allegedly.
I know allegedly. That was really weird. And then one of my friends who's Raiders fan was like, "Yes, I love the trade." And my brother was salty because he was still a fan. Was mad because the Ravens picked him up.
And you go, okay. But
they knew he had They got doctors. They knew what kind of surgery he had. See, I think all of this, I don't know what happened. They knew what kind of surgery he had. He had a meniscus repair. You're going to be on crutches because he has to heal. So I don't know what they expecting to see on exam. Maybe he was worth, they had second thoughts because he's not worth 2 first-round picks.
Exactly.
So,
They
but
had to outbid Dallas. That's what it was. Dallas offered a first and a second, trying to get him. They wanted to outbid Dallas, so they did. But when you overpay for something, you become real, like you nitpicky, and that's what happened. Like it's like going to a meal and you pay $100 for the steak. That
you be
steak better
like,
be
okay, what is this? Dry? You want to like what? Yeah.
That steak better be everything. It better have the truffle butter on the top. It better be cooked perfectly. It better be everything I want it to be if I'm going to spend that kind of money. And I felt like that's what the Ravens did. And so when the medicals didn't come back exactly pristine, and they weren't because the surgery.
But they knew he had just been on crutches the week before. I mean, what did they expect him to do routes? I mean, really though, what would they expect?
So they found a loophole, got out of the deal, and then signed your boy from
Cincinnati.
So
and they didn't and had saved money in the process. Well,
yeah. So I think overall it was a net positive.
But I feel bad for him. He's a good player, and he's stuck with the Raiders. They don't know the Raiders may be better next year. I mean, they may be better than, but I don't trust the team other than Tom Brady. I don't trust the team.
Here's the number one thing you always have to say about the Raiders, especially on this team. On paper, they're better.
Yeah, they are.
They signed some really good players.
Yeah, they
particularly on the defensive side of the ball.
They got one of our players, yeah.
And then
they got rid of Geno, sent him back to the Jets, which I thought was interesting.
What's that?
They sent him back to the Jets. I thought that was interesting.
Well, I mean, the Jets could do one or two things. They can have him as a stopgap for this year until next year's draft, which is a better quarterback draft, and they're going to be bad again. Or they can have him retire as a Jet, because wasn't that his original team?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah.
So they can have him retire as a Jet. So I think that's the rounding out of the story. But yeah, Geno Smith is not moving the meter, particularly behind that offensive line. He can't move anymore. I mean, that line is terrible.
It is. That's why the running back. Well, I don't know.
I'm sad that they franchised him. I'm sad they franchised the running back. That's what I wanted the Chiefs to get, was the running back for the Jets.
You wanted the Chiefs to get him?
Yeah, because if they need a running back and he can do.
They got rid of Pacheco.
Everything. Yeah, Pacheco was done. But yeah, he could do everything. The back from the Seahawks that they got, he's not a really good receiver out of the backfield. That Kenneth Walker, like, old boy from the Jets, he can run routes. Like, it's not just screen passes. Because Kenneth Walker dropped a screen pass in the Super Bowl, hit him in both hands. He dropped it. So they're going to have some challenges with him in the screen game that they wouldn't have with the
Genty.
What's his name for the Jets?
Genty? Is Genty?
No, Genty's in Las Vegas.
With the Jets are.
Bryce.
I know you're talking about. I can't remember his last name, but
yeah, y'all help us out. We getting old. I got to write some of these names down. Now.
Jets. Bryce Hall.
Breece Hall.
Breece.
Yeah. Breece.
Breece. B-R-E-C. Different name.
Yeah, Breece Hall. So Breece is a better overall back than the Super Bowl than what the Chiefs got. And I thought the Chiefs would try to hold out and get the kid from Notre Dame, but there's speculation that he won't be available at 9, and they don't want to.
That's true, and they need one.
They do.
They need one last year, and I know they need one this year. So,
and he's unproven. I know he's a rookie, but he played a lot of football in college. A lot of football. He's got a lot of hits on that body. Remember the playoffs? These guys are now playing. They went to the national championship game the year before last.
So yeah,
that was a 16-game season.
Then the NFL, if you make the playoffs, that's what.
Then the NFL, like Jeremiah Love's got a lot of hits on his body. He's great. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I'm saying running backs, and I've said on this show before, running backs only got so many hits on their body before they start falling off that table. And he's taken a lot, which is why I'm concerned about my Falcons because we don't have a quarterback and we've got Bijan and we just wasting up.
I got Tua. I got Tua. I got Tua Tagovailoa.
My wife used to say this
What?
about when some of her friends they would be dating a guy for a long time and then he would never put a ring on it, then they would break up and he'd go marry somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And she would say, he dated up all your pretty. Those years, the Falcons are dating up all of Bijan Robinson's pretty.
No.
They're going to, like, he said, what, year 2? Year 3 is next year. Yeah, this will be, I think this will be his 3rd year coming up.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. You're right.
This year's a wash because Tua and a broke Penix is not a quarterback. So then if you have to reset the quarterback, and then you
got a new coach, which Stefanski. So
and a good running back, and I would say with somebody like Bijan with his skill set, and he doesn't really get hit hard, he's probably got 7-8 good years in the league. We just wasted 3. And then if we don't get a quarterback worth a damn next year, that'll be 4. So half his career, he's going to play with shit quarterbacks. Ask Kyle Pitts how that works out.
Wow.
Bijan's going to get a new contract for the Falcons because he's the only one selling jerseys right now.
True.
He's going to get a new contract for the Falcons.
Yeah, he is. Unless he can get out.
I just hate to see that.
Oh, I hate to see people basically years wasted because it happens a lot.
So, what do you think about the Ravens? They signed your boy out of Cincinnati. He's 31. He's good. It was a good signing, but they lost some players too. They lost their tight end. They lost likely to the Giants. And they've had a couple of players get picked off of that team. So they're not – they've got an old running back in Derrick Henry.
Right. Yeah.
Who is on the other side. He's on the wrong side of his prime. And you just got down, and then your go-to tight end is also past his prime. So they've got some holes they're going to have to replace, and your quarterback's expensive. So I know everybody's high because, Lamar Jackson, when he's on the field, he's dynamic.
He is, but their defense is suspect. And
their defense is not what they used to be, right? And so, signing Trey Hendrickson helps on the pass rush a little bit, and that'll help your back end. Mm-hmm. But they don't have.
Yeah, I don't really have much confidence in it. I think that as far as the trade, I think the Bills did a better job than the Ravens.
The Bills did a better job.
Yeah,
they have to though because their GM is going around writing checks with his mouth, so he got to cash them. So
true. After they done got rid of their coach for the offensive coordinator.
Yes. I don't like that hire though.
I don't either. I don't think he should. I don't think he should have been fired. But
the GM feels like a Trump guy, and I don't mean like he's a Trump supporter, but he comes across as like I'm the smartest man in the room. You all can't question me. How dare you question me? I did this. I did that, and I'm like, bruh, you have Josh Allen, and you haven't even made it to the Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
I know. Which is a shame. But Josh needs some help and then their defense. I mean,
you had one game outside of the Eastern time zone last year.
Yeah, they were projected to win
your own division.
Yeah,
with a second-year quarterback and a first-year coach at New England.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man! You got to be a little humble when you're not playing like that. Like that's the only thing I'm like.
I agree.
he was popping way too many gums to be like, I'm like, bruh,
And then
really?
throw
Really?
talk about the was it Kenyon? We didn't really want him, basically saying we didn't really want him to
Keon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you did want him because you drafted him. And you drafted him, I think he was like a second round. I think it was a second round pick. Like you did want him.
He was, yeah. But
What you
anyway.
didn't realize was how immature he was because you didn't do your due diligence. And that's on you. He was immature. And so he went from Florida State, where they were propping him up and letting him do whatever he wanted to do because he was the best player on their team. So he had all those privileges. Then he gets to the pros and he hasn't learned because you got Mike Norville as your head coach of Florida State. So he can't teach anybody how to be a professional because he doesn't have a track record of putting guys into the pros and letting and making them professionals. So he goes to Buffalo and they're like, okay, you got to be professional. And I hear like little stuff, being late to meetings, not showing up, this all kind of like just really immature behavior. Nothing that's like he's not breaking any laws or
because he's like a homebody kind of person.
He's just immature as fuck. And I'm like, you didn't do your due diligence.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Mm-hmm.
But don't throw him under the bus because
on a press conference, yes.
Yeah, like don't do that.
Like, really? Like that was the weirdest press conference. I'm like, dude, why are you holding a press conference anyway? Most general managers other than Jerry Jones do not hold press conferences.
And they should never let the owner near a mic anymore. Like
I agree.
Owner, no, don't talk.
I agree. Jerry needs to follow that rule too. At least just a little bit less. Just a little bit less.
But Jerry's at least entertaining. This dude was a jerk.
He is. Jerry is entertaining.
I give you
that.
Jerry give you a sound bite. He even though he said some really stupid stuff, it's like, okay, it's funny. This dude was just a jerk. I'm like, bruh, don't do that. Like
and then he trying to explain himself, and I'm like, you digging a deeper hole. Just stop it.
He is wealthy enough to understand how the media works. Like he is a billionaire. He should understand how the media works.
But he's not used to doing it because I don't think I recall seeing him on another.
No, and it was the first time he sat down, and really because he doubled down on the GM, right? Remember, because they fired the coach, and then he promotes the GM from GM to president.
And then he talking about how Josh was crying in the locker room. I'm like, what does it got to do with firing the coach? I'm so sorry, that would just make no sense.
It made no sense, but he in his mind it was making sense. And then
I think even though they got more players, who just because you win the trade, whatever, even though the season ain't over, don't mean you're gonna win because I think they're gonna be worse. I have a feeling. I have the feeling the coach is not gonna be great. But I
think yes, and especially when you have an offensive coordinator from that team, get promoted to head coach. Mm-hmm. As head coach, you've got more responsibility.
Yeah, and the defense needs help. That's not his thing.
That's not his thing.
That was Sean's thing, at least, even though they weren't great, but at least that was his thing.
But it can't just be about you and Josh.
No, it's a team. It's a team.
You have the worst run defense in the league. That's not going anywhere.
Nope.
Because I can tell you, they came to Atlanta and Bijan put a show on. Okay.
He did.
Put a whole show together.
I was like, okay, Falcons.
We beat the teams we're not supposed to beat, and we lose to the teams we're not supposed to lose to. That's the Atlanta Falcons way, right? That's what we do. So I wasn't surprised that we.
So do you think your record's going to be
worse.
Similar, worse?
Worse. You got two fragile quarterbacks.
Well, you think Kurt is going to go anywhere, or you think Kurt is just
Kurt is already gone. I mean,
I know he's gone, but you think somebody actually going
Yeah, I mean they'll pick him up in
Pick him
June
up.
as an insurance policy. I don't think he's going to get a chance to be a starter anymore. He
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
have any zip on his passes. Like he's not. But in terms of a smart veteran quarterback that can come in and give you 2 or 3 games if you need to, yeah, absolutely. We would have kept him, but not at that price, and so that's why we let him go. Um, and we can bring Tua in for no money.
Because they're
He's
paying
going
him.
to because Miami's paying him. So that's a smart move from a business standpoint. Bring in a decent quarterback that has some ability. Um,
Y'all
also
got two
left-handed.
fragile quarterbacks though.
Also left-handed. So like your receivers don't have to adjust because he's going to be lefty too. So they're going to get two lefty. So on paper, but two fragile quarterbacks. One that doesn't like to get hit, and one that can't get hit because his knees are going to explode.
He's had at least what 4
Three,
surgeries?
three,
Three.
two on one knee and one on the other. So, and then he's had a shoulder as well. Penix has had a shoulder as well. So, yeah, it's not good to see.
Well, I hope. I say I want him to do well. Because I liked him in Washington.
Talking about,
Penix.
I like Penix. I don't love him, right? I he's done some good things. It's like I wish he would have stayed healthy so we could get
Yeah,
that
because he get
whole
more
season.
experienced. Mm-hmm.
And then next year we'd be walking in with him being fully healthy and starting the season. Now it's like we're gonna get
Tua.
4 weeks of Tua. We're gonna get a month of Tua, and then he's gonna come in and have to get ramped back up because he missed all the camp, right? And so you're already playing behind the 8 ball the whole season.
And
So we're
then
not gonna
that
get
makes you more injury prone too, because you don't get the full off-season
exactly.
training.
Soft tissue injuries are going to happen even if he doesn't get the ligament tears. The soft tissue, the pulled hamstrings, the thigh, high ankle sprain, something. And is he going to be even more timid from running? And so, or like little things that I know we're getting too deep into the weeds, but it's like he doesn't get under center because he doesn't like to turn and so play action doesn't work because if he's always in pistol and always in shotgun, they know what's coming. So Bijan had his better games with Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins could get under center, turn around, fake, throw, like freeze the linebackers, and sometimes he would give it to Bijan. So you could open up more of your playbook.
Yeah, because you don't know what they're gonna do.
You don't know what they're gonna do, but when Penix, he's gonna be in pistol. So and Bijan's gonna be standing next to him, and he's gonna hand it to him, and so the offense becomes too predictable. So
I know about that very well from our offense last year.
As an Eagles fan, you can understand predictability of the offense is not good.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna put a patent on this drink.
What are you drinking?
I think I made this up. I'm gonna write this recipe, and hopefully nobody has ever made that up.
Okay, well, you have to tell me about it. I don't want you to reveal your secrets until you get it passed.
Yeah. I'll tell you about it. Yeah, it's like if you're a bourbon drinker, it's a refreshing bourbon drink. It's like it's a summertime bourbon drink. It's not too sweet. Because I don't like super sweet drinks, but it's not. You don't taste the bourbon. It's got a nice citrus like feel to it. So I'm hoping nobody else has made that because I was experimenting in my kitchen. I've made it a couple times now. I'm like, that's tasty. So off subject. So yeah, I think so. Who do you like? This is the way too early predictions for next year. Who do you think has the best opportunity? I'm not going to go through divisions, but who do you think has the best opportunity to make it to the Super Bowl based on what has happened thus far?
Doing the trades and well, I'm gonna look. Let's see. Let's talk about the AFC since I'm not biased there. from the AFC. I don't think New England's gonna be back there.
Mhm.
And I just said what the Bills, the Ravens, Steelers, no. Chiefs. Hmm. Actually, but I think out of the people, well, I'm gonna say the Ravens, even though they do have deficiencies, but everybody does.
Okay.
Everybody does. If Patrick is healthy, maybe they may be there again. And the Bills, those are the three out of the AFC.
Here's my sneaky team out of the AFC.
Jacksonville,
Chargers.
Chargers. But that's if Justin Herbert can stay healthy.
Two ifs. One is
His linemen.
both their tackles have to stay healthy this year
Yeah.
because he lost both of them in the
His
preseason
linemen. Yeah,
last
that's what I'm
year.
saying. Yeah.
The lineman's got to stay healthy, and Justin Herbert has to stay healthy. And I think those two are linked because if the lineman stays healthy, he's not running for his life all the time, and he stays healthy. And if they can develop some wide receivers for him, because they've been really run and tight end dependent. But if they can get some wide ends, some guys on the edge that can, I think that, with that defense, I think they'll be a dangerous team. I do like the Jaguars again. I think the experience of last year, if they can keep everything together, they take that step forward. They could be more dangerous and
Hopefully
come
Travis
into.
won't get hurt again either. I wanted to see him play in the playoff.
But remember, they signed ETN away from the Jaguars. The Saints did, so they lost their running back. So the Jaguars might be that team, and because they had a good season, so they're not picking in the spot where they could get a Jeremiah Love. So they've got to fill that running back spot. So either I hope they don't trade up. I hope they
Don't let that
try to
get up.
find a diamond in the rough later in the draft.
Yeah, or a late season trade.
Yeah, something like that because I don't think. But yeah, I do. I like the Chargers. I think the Chargers. I'm not. I don't believe in Bo Nix. I could be wrong. Could be a blind spot, but I'm not a believer in Bo Nix. But they had a good season last year, and they've got a
They
good
did.
defense.
The defense, and they got a good coach.
But he's giving away play calling duties to. He's announced that.
The next season he's to his offensive coordinator.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator is going to call plays. So Sean Payton's going to stop calling plays. So we'll see how that works out for them. I think I like your picks. I'm a little bit more skeptical on the Ravens than I am the other two. And I think the Chargers and the Jaguars have a shot.
Yeah, the health.
Yeah. I know you're biased on the NFC, so I'll go first.
Yeah, I am. I would want, but I actually think, well,
I think the usual suspects. I think the Rams are going to be good again.
I think the Rams are too. That would be my other pick. Eagles, even though we have some deficiencies when we got rid of some defensive players, but I trust my GM. I don't know about this new offensive coordinator, so.
Yes, and that's and Jalen having to learn another offense and more terminology. It's just a lot of I don't think people realize you don't want your quarterback thinking that much, and
yeah, and he got to have a whole new system. This new offensive coordinator, he bringing his own people, so it's gonna be because I think Petula was a little bit because he was already in the system, so it wasn't probably a great jump in learning a new system because he already was a coach on staff, so it wasn't like a whole new system. This is gonna be a whole new system.
Whole new system. So we got to see how that plays out. You've got the soap opera with AJ Brown.
I don't think AJ is going anywhere, and I think honestly, I do think the media overblows it. In off season, people need something to talk about too, because I'm so sick of seeing AJ Brown, AJ Brown, AJ Brown. I'm like, if you go anywhere, you're gonna go to June, so just stop talking about it. So. I don't want him to go. I'm biased too because I love AJ Brown, even though he's a diva wide receiver, but most of them are a little diva. Most of them are.
I do. I mean, he's not wrong. in what he's saying.
Oh no.
I think he's wrong in how he's delivering the message.
I agree. Some of his antics are extra. I don't have any problem with him reading a book. Some of his tweets and all this other stuff is a little extra. But
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like the offense is stagnant. It was very, very
he
generic last year. Everybody saw that. It was
he
vanilla.
wasn't he wasn't the only one who said that on the team. He
It was
wasn't.
milk toast. It was all of that. Like you saw, and then when the offensive line took a step back, Saquon couldn't get loose. It was just
Yeah, because we had a lot of injuries, and then it was just
bad, right?
But it might be different too. We got rid of Stoutman is no longer the old line coach, so the offensive line, who knows how it's going to be next year.
But didn't you lose your center?
We lost our center because it was before he was injured, but
Okay,
he's staying.
and somebody retired, didn't it?
He was hurt.
Oh, that's right, he was hurt. Okay, I was like, what's going on?
He was hurt. He was hurt. Lane Johnson was hurt, his career. But he's not. He's playing.
Yeah,
he's playing. And the center got hurt a lot.
Can you count on Lane Johnson playing 17 plus games, or is he going to take a couple of games off?
What next year? I'm sure. I mean, he gets hurt because even last year he got hurt. He gets hurt. He's old. I mean, and you can tell when he's out.
Yes,
you can tell when he's out.
He's y'all's Trent Williams. Like when Trent Williams is off the 49ers, they're a completely different team. When he's playing, Brock Purdy looks good. They're throwing. When Trent Williams is on the sideline, and that's how Lane Johnson is for you all. Like when Lane Johnson out on the field, you could tell. And Saquon probably more than anybody else. So, but yeah, I think the Rams are in the catbird seat. I think.
Who else? I don't think Seattle gonna make it. I don't think they're gonna make it back. Seattle. Who else?
We'll see. I'm interested to see what Minnesota does with Kyler Murray.
See, I still think they're gonna be the bottom of the NFC North. But
I think the Bears are going to be good again. Even though they did lose their center to retirement,
and they lost DJ Moore,
and they traded away DJ Moore.
To the Bills.
They traded away DJ Moore, so I guess they like the second year player or the rookie that was playing. I know they got Rome, and then they got another kid that they want to give some time to, and they think DJ Moore was taking up salary and
money,
and so they're like, all right, they let him go, and let's see what happens. I like the coach and his approach, saying that last year was last year.
That's true though. Every year is different.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Every year is different. Every year is different. So who knows? Which is what football is interesting because you never know. But who else in the NFC? Washington, I think they're gonna be better, but I don't think they're gonna be as good as they were.
Nah, I don't
first year of Dames.
I don't trust the coach.
But I think they're gonna be better than they were last year. But I don't think they're as good as they were the year before when they made it to the NFC Championship.
No, that was the Commanders that year was the Chiefs the year that they made it to the third
close games and they kept winning.
They won a lot of
the Hail Mary and
yes, they won a lot of those close games. And when it flipped the other way, you saw the Chiefs this year. It flipped back the other way, regression to the mean, as they told us in economics class. You saw they couldn't win those games. And the same thing happened, and then Jaden Daniels got hurt, so they made it even worse. But I didn't, it was smoke and mirrors, and then they lost. Like you said, they lost their offensive coordinator. Because I think Cliff Kingsbury went somewhere else, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. They got a new one.
So now he's going to have to learn a new offense. Dan Quinn has not shown himself to be a coach that can.
He's a better coordinator than coach.
He's a better coordinator than coach. Yeah, and offenses is not his thing, and I don't trust their offensive line at all, and I think they're going to get Jaden hurt again because he's a dynamic player.
He does a lot, which is why
yeah, and you need somebody that.
How do you think the Giants going to be? I mean, with Harbaugh.
Okay, I might be crazy in saying this out loud, but I think the Giants should draft Jeremiah Love. And I like Scatterboo. I like him a lot. But I think having that two-headed monster where they're both the running backs aren't getting those type of hits in their body
True, yeah, because he coming out
will
back from injury
prolong
too.
their careers and give them more versatility because you've got Love that can run routes and catch the ball, go over the middle. You can put them both in the backfield, run play action to Scatterboo. Scatterboo's that bruising between the tackles back. Like you can do a lot more offensively and keep your quarterback from running past the line of scrimmage.
Because he be doing too much too.
I'm like, bruh.
I'm like, you're young now. You got them hits. Them hits add up.
With Neighbors coming back, the
Yeah.
defense is solid. Like you think about the Giants. The Giants last year were like they lost like 7 games when they were leading in the
It was
first.
close games.
So if they flip the other way, like the Chiefs and the Commanders won those games, the Giants lost those games. So if they just flip the other way, they're an 11-win team and looking at the playoffs. So they were not terrible. Harbaugh might clean that up a little bit. I don't trust him in late close games.
No,
But
no,
if
I
he
don't.
cleans up enough with the professionalism and how to finish these games, they should be okay. And I think the Giants, Cowboys sneakily are looking kind of good. And I hate to say that out loud because I don't like them. But
their offense always.
offense is good, and the defense they've added some good pieces on defense as well. So if they're decent on defense, they should be good. Yeah. So I'm wait and see mode on the Cowboys.
It's always, even when they're good in the season, they choke in the playoffs.
Oh, they're gonna choke them, but they're gonna choke in the playoff. They're gonna choke in the playoff. That's what they do. I mean, but they may mess around, but they're gonna take a playoff spot from somebody that could actually make a run, right? Because the Cowboys might mess around and win 13 games this year.
Oh, hopefully they won't.
If that defense stays healthy with the players that they added, they can mess around and win 13 games, 12 to 13 games, get to the playoffs, and then choke on chicken bone. Because Jerry Jones, he doesn't. The players in Dallas are too comfortable.
Sure, they don't have discipline.
They know they're cool with the GM and he's the owner. They, especially if he's picked them, you know they're gonna get a big contract. Micah was the first time he broke rank with.
But Micah talked too much for him.
Micah was not in line, right? But Dax toed the line. CeeDee Lamb toed the line. The players that toe the line get a check and get that bag. Now Dax got some off the field situations he's got to deal with.
Yeah, with
Did you read about the fiance they broke up?
Yes, I heard 2 different reasons why, but I don't know what the real story is.
Well, the story I heard was she wouldn't sign a prenup.
That's what I've heard, that, and I heard he was cheating.
He probably was. I mean, they got 2 kids and he's just not married.
Well, that's not unusual in the NFL, you know.
No, it's not.
Like,
that says that you're not ready to officially settle down, right? So like, but yeah, she.
I heard that too, but I didn't know which. I'm like, what's the?
I mean, you got the kids. Like, what? He's not gonna keep them kids. You gonna get that child support. The child support.
I know. If that's the reason she cried, and she was an Instagram model before, so you know, from my knowledge, I don't know if she did anything else.
She went to Florida State.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's a Florida State grad.
I didn't know that. How you think the Packers are gonna be next year?
Okay. I like Jordan Love. I don't love Jordan Love. And I'm not sure if they have enough. Like, I know they had some injuries last year, which
they had a lot of injuries at the end of the year. So
and they
tight end, Micah.
Yeah, I forgot the tight end. The tight end was really that was a bigger injury because he was an integral part of the offense. So it just depends on their health and how their schedule plays out, right? because sometimes it's not who you play, is when you play them.
True. And then
And so
they in a tough division.
the schedule drop is going to be important for a lot of teams that are on that bubble, like the Chargers that I talked about earlier. If their schedule lines up for them, they should be fine. Particularly because they're playing a third place schedule.
Mm-hmm.
No,
what they were with the no.
So they were like second place in their division. The
Mm-hmm.
Broncos were first, they were second, and Chiefs were third, and Raiders were last. So they're playing a second place schedule. I can't remember. Did they make the playoffs? The Chargers?
I thought they did, and they lost the first game.
Yeah, I think they were one and done.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out. But that's another reason why I like the Cowboys. I believe I said that again. It's because they didn't make the playoffs. So they're playing a third place schedule from their division. So they're not going to get top teams outside of division.
And then whoever we play, because they usually have like an NFC, play the NFC West or whatever, whoever it winds up being. Which I do remember.
If they play my division, the NFC South, they're going to play.
I don't think we are. So I looked at, they have the schedule, but I didn't really pay attention to the dates. But I do remember some of the teams we're playing because I was trying to figure out which game I'm going to that's away. But anyway.
So the summer, I'm always waiting for training camp because somebody's going to pull something, tear something. It happens every training camp, and it's going to change the dynamic of teams, right? So I always wait.
True, and somebody going to hold out and they get hurt the first part of the season.
Exactly, and that's what Kirk Cousins is waiting on. He's waiting for somebody to tear a shoulder, do something, and they need another arm in camp. He comes in, he's going to get signed, veteran minimum. He's going to keep playing. So, the Bengals are talking about bringing back Joe Flacco. So, like, if Joe Flacco is still in the league, Kirk Cousins can still be in the league, right? It's.
Hey, Flacco took the Browns to the playoff.
Yeah, I mean,
what, 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago?
Flacco. I mean, so I mean, Burrow to stay healthy.
He stay healthy, but they need to get him a defense and a line. I'm just like, they just do him wrong.
They got no offensive line. They got no defensive.
They got rid of Hendricks, the one defensive player.
Exactly. So I expect nothing. The only reason the Bengals will be interesting is because of Joe Burrow.
Who knows?
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. That's the only reason why they're.
And I don't know what the Steelers are going to do about a quarterback.
Sounds like they're trying to beg Rodgers to come back.
But that's still up in the air, and I don't think he should. I don't think he should, but I think they're gonna regret Tomlin quitting. Those next year, I think they might have their first losing season. Even if Rodgers come back.
Rodgers' ego is not such that he's going to know what to do when he's not in headlines all the time as a football player.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want to do mini camps, so he's not going to sign.
So he's not going to sign until like.
He's not going to sign until like. He'll probably sign a week or two before training camp, and then show up at training camp. So he doesn't work with young receivers, so that's why you have to get this older team because you got to have veteran receivers. They don't have an offensive line that is good enough to keep him.
They need another running back too.
They need another running back. They need a better offensive line. They're overpaying on their defense. They need to get rid of some of those old and overpaid. So the Steelers have more problems than Aaron Rodgers. Like he's like fifth on their problem list as a team. But him being on that team makes people believe something about them that's not true. Right.
True.
And they're going to be another 9-win season.
I think they're gonna be worse with Tomlin gone. Even though Tomlin ain't out there hit the pay, I just think they're gonna be worse with Tomlin gone.
I think it's going to shift from the defense being slightly better than the offense to the offense being slightly better than the defense, right? It's not going to be a seismic shift, but I think with an offensive head coach, you're going to get better offensive play calling from the Steelers, but the defense is getting another year older. So you're
and then Tomlin not there.
And Tomlin's not there. So
who is their DC? Even though their DC was older anyway.
But I think the head coach, being a Pittsburgh native, I think he loves that team. He's going to do what he needs to do.
You believe in Mike?
No, I don't believe in him. I think this will be his best coaching job because he wants to win for Pittsburgh. He wants to win for that. So he's going to put in the extra hours. Like they were talking about him in Green Bay when they finally got rid of him. They were like, he wasn't doing what he needed to do. He was just kind of mailing it in.
Because the offense probably was Aaron Rodgers' audibles anyway.
Exactly. So he was like, why am I doing this? Aaron's going to do what he's going to do anyway. So they were like, he was just chilling, you know. But I think for this team, watching his opening press conference and how emotional
he really was very emotional.
I think he'll give his best effort to make this team, you know, serviceable. And they've got such a large fan base that they're going to be on TV a lot. You're going to see but again, it's going to be another 8-9, 9-8 type of season. Pittsburgh. So I'm not going to be overwhelmed or underwhelmed. I think Cleveland's going to be bad. I think it's going to be a race to the bottom between Cleveland and Cincinnati. With Cincinnati,
the Ravens and the Steelers, and the Ravens probably will win the division.
Although Cincinnati having a better quarterback, but the
rest
Browns
of the team
having a better team.
True, they have a better defense, if nothing else.
A better defense, right? So you got Myles Garrett in that defense, and then if Shador
I would love to see him on a better team.
Who, Shador?
Myles.
Or Myles Garrett. Oh yeah, I'd love to. I mean, Myles Garrett. The best thing that happened to Reggie White was going to Green Bay Packers when he did.
Hey, when he did, I guess I'm saying
when he did. I know he was an Eagle, yes. But the best thing for him was playing and being able to showcase his talent in the playoffs, and having that run that he did when he was. Reggie White's probably the best defensive end I've ever seen. When he can hip check and throw a whole grown man that's 300 pounds, just throw him. I try to tell my son, I'm like, son, you got to watch video of Reggie White. There's no way to describe
how he played,
how good he was as a player. You don't even see that this day. And these guys are bigger, stronger, faster. Where you could just grab a man with one arm and just toss him and go get the quarterback. You know?
Yes.
And what was the brother from Miami that died? What was it? A car accident?
Oh, did he get the car accident? Or was it the one that goes? No, that was he played with Washington. I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Oh, I'm not talking about the Washington guy. Yeah, the Washington guy he got shot in the leg.
Got shot, yeah.
Home invasion.
Yeah.
And he got shot in the leg. Sean Taylor, and it hit him in the carotid. Is that the carotid artery that runs on your?
I believe that's where he got shot, but I don't remember all the details.
Yeah. He got hit in the thigh, and he hit that artery that runs down the thigh bone.
Femoral.
He bled out.
Yeah.
But the guy from Philly, because I remember when I was watching.
Oh yeah. He was with Golick when they was there.
Yes. And he played for the Hurricanes, and he came in. He was really good.
I can't remember. Was it last name Brown?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that I would love to see Myles Garrett on the bigger stage, but he's making his money.
I know, but I really would love to see him like on a good team.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm glad he broke the record, but I mean, I would love to see him on a good like, a winning team.
I thought he was going to get up out of there. But
yeah, but then they paid him all that money. I ain't mad at him for taking it back, but
$40 million to do what? Yeah, I'll take it too. Shit. What did we know? That was like, and he was like, yeah, I want to get traded. I would go try to win. And they said, 40 million. He said, I'm good.
Okay. I'm good. At least until next time.
I'm good. So, yeah.
Maybe before he retires, he'll get,
He probably will. He'll probably play out this contract, and then they'll be like, oh, he's past his prime. They'll let him go. And then he can go be like, what's your boy from Texas A&M with that won the Super Bowl with the Broncos when he was in his prime, but then he's been like chasing money. He went to Buffalo.
He's with Washington now. Why can't I think of his name? I'm looking at his face right now. He's been everywhere.
Yeah.
He was was he with the Rams?
He went to the Rams. Like he's just been running around, but
why can't I think of his name? I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his face right now.
Maybe he could do like that, get with the right team and win. At least get in the playoffs. He didn't have to win a Super Bowl, but I think Miles has never made the playoffs.
Because he's with the Browns.
He has.
They did for Flacco. They made the playoffs with Flacco.
He made the playoffs with Flacco. They made it 1 year.
Yeah, because the Texans beat them.
Because it was a trivia question on with Himbo. And they they said the player that has the most sacks that without a playoff win. And your boy initially thought it was Myles Garrett, but then he won that game with Flacco. TJ Watt was the answer.
TJ, okay.
TJ Watt had the most sacks and without a playoff win.
What you saying? I liked him. I still like him, but I like him. I like the both Watt brothers.
It's a great story.
Well, there's three of them because the other one plays too. You just don't hear much about them. There's three of them.
Two of them are Hall of Famers, and one of them is a Watt.
Yeah, it's still a nice story.
It's a nice story. The Ellis brothers, right? The Ellis brothers are nice. You got Caden that plays for the Falcons or used to play for the Falcons. I think they're letting him go. And there's one that played in the Super Bowl with the Patriots, and then there's another one. There's three Ellis brothers in the league. They're all linebackers.
I think it's pretty cool. So, multiple people in the league.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
As we're wrapping up, what are your thoughts on Bam Adebayo's 83 points?
Well, I think it's amazing. Second only to Walt. Broke Kobe Bryant's record. I think it's amazing. I was happy for him.
Good. Oh, yeah, because I feel the same way. People are making a big deal about him breaking Kobe's record. Oh, all the free throws, blah, blah, blah. 83 is 83. Like
that's a lot. That's a lot of points.
That's a lot.
And it's gonna be a while for somebody else to break it. And 100 points in the game. I don't think that record in my lifetime will be broken.
Yeah, 100 is not going to get broken. I do think if there's a player that could do it, it'd be like a Luka. Could do it because Luka scores. He
does score a lot of points.
He's ball dominant.
Defense. And
there's times there was times where coaches like, well, he scored 50 and we held him back, right? We felt like we held him back. They took him out of the game and because the game was out of reach. So like Luka could possibly do it. A player like when James Harden was in his prime, I think he could have had a shot at doing it.
I don't like that.
Because he could shoot the three and he gets a lot of fouls, so he would get that extra. SGA doesn't shoot enough threes. I think the Joker could do it if he, but he's too unselfish as a player. Even if he was cooking, he would still kick it out.
Spread the ball.
Yeah. Ant-Man could do it because he would, if he's hot, he could go and he would keep taking the shots. So like I need a player that's selfish enough to be like, oh, I'm cooking tonight.
Yeah, and even when he's not cooking, he still be shooting.
He still go shoot it, right? So
might not go in, but
so I need somebody that's just gonna be like this. And I think that's why people are mad. Bam Adebayo, they're like that dude.
I like Bam. Maybe I like Bam. I like the Bam and the Asia that is cute. I mean, they're just cute. I like both.
It's a great story. Like, let that man, and I'm like, Bam Adebayo, this is going to be the best.
And he seemed like a humble person, even though he's like one of the major people on the team.
He's a nice guy. If you want, you don't want a jerk to break Kobe's record. You want a nice guy. This is a highlight. He's not a Hall of Fame player. I'm not going to put him in the Hall of Fame, but this is something that he can have as part of his career. He'll be a great trivia question. Wilt Chamberlain has scored the most points in the NBA game. Who scored second? And people are going to pick a star, and it's going to be Bam Adebayo, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be some red, like, it's going to be a trivia question 20 years from now. And I guarantee you, people are going to miss that question. They're going to be like, Kobe Bryant. They're going to be thinking, Shaq.
Like,
Bam Adebayo. That dude is the one. So it's a great story. Let him have it. People want to pile on. It's the internet and the social media. Everybody
has an opinion about something.
Everybody has a negative opinion about something.
I know. I'm just like, can't let people.
Good Lord, let the man have his moment. Brought his girlfriend out there and everything. Like,
I know.
Girlfriend better than him in basketball.
She is. But he had it. Right. Yes, she is. She is. She's it. She's it. Yeah.
All right. And who do you have in the Final Four? I know it's bracketology time.
Who do I have?
Who you got?
Who do I have? I do. Duke. Who else? Who else might make it? Honestly, I don't know. I think Duke will. Arkansas maybe.
Arkansas looks good.
Michigan. I'm going with all these number one seeds.
I think they got the number one seeds right. That's the hard part. Michigan is playing lights out. They barely lost to Duke. But Duke,
I cheer for Carolina, even though just because I went there, but they're not great. Anyway, even though I went to Carolina, I always liked Duke because I always liked Coach K. But
yeah, but Carolina lost when they're.
I know. I know. So after I usually cheer for them, and Villanova I cheer for just because of Philly thing. But anyway.
Yeah, when Jay Wright left, the wins left with him.
Yeah.
So
those are the teams that I cheer for. Other than that, I just watch basketball.
Yeah, I like Duke. I like Michigan. I don't like Florida, but they are
ranked. But yeah,
they're good. I was very happy that my Vanderbilt team beat Florida in the SEC tournament. Beat them by 20. Put the formula together to beat Florida, but Vanderbilt. My play nephew is on the team.
So so you cheering for Vanderbilt? Okay, so
I'm cheering for Vanderbilt.
See, I don't really care. I'll cheer for Duke and Boozer.
I like the Boozer story. Especially when the reason why they were born was to save their older brother. Did you see that story?
Mm-mm.
So the older brother was, I
think
his first wife or second wife. Yeah, first wife. And they had a son that had sickle cell, right?
Okay.
And so they did, they were like, do we want to try to have another child, or do we want to, they did IVF. Ended up with 2 viable embryos and said, hey, implant them both. That's why they have the twins, even though they're not identical twins. And they used the, what's the sac? The stem.
Embryonic.
Stem cells to give to the older brother, and that basically cured his sickle cell anemia. So they saved his life. Them being born saved his life. And so Cameron and Caden, I forget Cameron, they're both C's, but they're all 3 C's. But yeah, that's the story behind it. They just did that. So on social media, on ESPN. So it's a nice feel good story. I think.
I'm gonna cheer for them, yeah. And what about the females? UConn, South Carolina,
really good. South Carolina doesn't have any size. I watched them play. They don't have any size. I think Texas has a good team.
Yeah.
As far as the females, I watched them play a couple of times, and they look really good. I don't know if they've got the coaching to get over. And then you've got a couple of good stories. You got the young lady at Iowa State, the big girl. She's makes her father pass. She's the one that's really, really big. That scores like 50 points. She just gives it to him. That's a good story. I think UCLA will make a is a good story. They've got a nice run. I don't know if Juju is back for
Yeah,
USC.
yeah, because I haven't heard about her. But
Haven't heard about her, so that's disappointing because I think she would have been a really good addition to the female tournament, to the women's tournament, because she's just fantastic. And I love the fact that her and Jaden had a little flirtation. I don't know if that's still going on. I hear rumors that they're still texting,
I don't
but
know,
I don't
Mama.
know. Mama was being mama. I'm like, bruh, that's the one you want him to get with. Okay,
True,
somebody got their own money.
true.
Got their own NIL. She ain't worried about your son, buddy. She got her own.
She got her
She
own
got her
money.
own house. She got her own car. Look, get mad, bro. What you talking about? And she an athlete. You know what kind of athlete they can have?
Yeah, they focus.
Yeah.
She know he got to be focused and do his work versus why you can't go out, blah, 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 trying to spend all the time with him. Like, I got to do my own thing, you do your own thing.
Yeah, the only tragedy is that their seasons don't align, right? Because when he's in the off season, she's in her season, so he can go sit there behind the bench and cheer on when she gets to the WNBA.
Yeah, it was kind of like, well, even Bam and they're not, the NBA and WNBA ain't right together, so they can support each other. Their little relationship.
Yeah, so Bam will be there. Like she'll be there through the beginning, but they're not making the playoffs. The Miami Heat are terrible, so he'll be there as they
might make the play in. I don't know because the East is the weaker division. So
he'll be there and when they make their run.
What do you think gonna make the playoffs other than OKC, of course?
OKC, Denver. The thing, and I'm a LeBron fan, so I know there's people that get mad when I say that out loud. I think that I'm a LeBron fan, but I think that he needs to come off the bench. Because Luka and AR, they play better together on the floor, and they're more productive. Not defensively, but offensively, they're better. When LeBron is on the floor, the game slows down, and the Lakers need to be moving faster. Now, and LeBron is not as good defensively as he was when he was younger.
He's older, yeah. And Luka just don't play defense. So
what you're losing allegedly defensively with Austin Reeves on the floor versus LeBron is you're gaining more with Reeves because Reeves is a better 3-point shooter. He can score more. He's 24 to 28 points per game, and Luka will give you 35. That's 50 from two players, and then everybody else kind of plays their role. When LeBron's on the floor, he dribbles the air out of the ball because he's ball dominant, and so is Luka. So there's not a lot of. So if they miss the shot, they only get one and done. So it's. I've watched them. I'm like, and I've been hearing the commentators talk about it, and I'm like, when I watched them, I was like, it's better if they flow offensively better when it's Austin Reeves and Luka. Defensively, they just hope the other team misses a shot, but offensively, they're a better team, and they win more. So
Luka don't be sitting there arguing with the refs.
He's always gonna argue with the refs, but and the funny thing is, they noticed that when he is not happy with his situation, he argues more with the refs. Would you notice when LeBron was hurt those couple games, and it was him and Austin Reeves, and they went on that little winning streak, he was arguing less, right? So he tells you how he's feeling without telling you how he feels. So,
man, child.
I think if LeBron could take that role of being the leader of the second team, I think the Lakers would have a better shot. They're not going to be. They're not going to beat Oklahoma City. They're not going to beat the Spurs. They're not going to beat.
No, the Spurs. No,
they could beat Denver in a 7-game series if they coach it right.
I don't think, but maybe. I don't think so.
I mean, they're evenly matched with Denver right now because Jokic is kind of taking a step back, and then they've had some injuries that has kind of made it hard for them to get their chemistry, but they could play if they get home court advantage. They could beat Denver. Now, if Denver has home court advantage, they'll lose. But I think they're in that 3-4 range. Houston is dangerous because they're young and they've got some pretty good coaching. They've got KD. Um, Outside of that, in the West, I don't really see. And then in the East, I think Detroit is good, but they're young and they play one style only,
Yeah, I
and they're
think
not really good shooters. And so if they can't out physical a team, they lose.
I
I
think it's
think
gonna
the
be
Knicks
Celtics again.
the Knicks.
They'll make the playoffs, but I don't think they're gonna make the. They're not
The
gonna
Knicks,
make.
the Knicks need somebody to get hurt, right? Because the Pistons own them. The Celtics got better because Tatum came back.
Yeah, and they were winning without him, so
And they were winning without him.
Yeah.
So they just got better because they brought Tatum back, and he's giving them 20 points a game, and he's not even fully 100% yet, and he's out there balling. So now they're and I was really surprised at how quickly he was able to get back into the flow of the offense, and they didn't really miss a beat. So
he was doing. He said he was doing.
That team is better. Carolina is sneaky good. Charlotte is sneaky good. They're not going to go anywhere because they're young as hell, but they're going to give somebody fits in the playoffs. And my Hawks, once we finally got rid of Trae Young, they have played a lot better basketball. They won't make the play-in. They'll be ahead of the play-in. They're not going to make any noise in this playoffs. They're about a piece or two away. But I like what they're doing more now without Trae Young than they were doing with Trae Young. But it's going to be the Knicks, Celtics, or Pistons. Oh, Cleveland. Never know what they're going to do. Oh, lost. So never know what Cleveland's going to do either in the playoffs because they've got, but you got James Harden. And James Harden is James Harden. So I don't know how James Harden.
I just my computer cut off.
Cleveland is another kind of wild card, but with James Harden, his playoff record is not good. So
no, I'm not a fan of James.
Yeah, every time I see him in the playoffs, especially in Game 7, cue up Florida Evans. Down, James. 7 shots. Like one of the Game 7 when they were really good in Houston, he took 7 shots in an entire game. 7.
Well,
he does not show up, and that's
he do much better when we was with the 76ers.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think there's three teams in the West between the Nuggets, OKC, and the Spurs, and then 3 teams in the East between the Celtics, the Knicks, and the Pistons. And then you've got a couple of wild card teams like, Cleveland in the East, and then between Houston and the Lakers in the West that could make a little noise and make it to the East, make it to the finals. I don't think either one of those teams will make it to the NBA finals, but they can make it to the. They can, if they get the right seeding, they can make it to the conference finals.
Yeah.
But quietly, San Antonio.
Wemby.
That boy, he's a real problem. I was just like, I would not want to be in this era of the NBA. With that dude, he's snatching shots out the air. He's got that edge. He's got that competitive dog in him.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it worse because he can do so much. He can shoot the 3. He can put the ball on the floor, and then he's kind of nasty with it. And like he don't want to block your shot. He want to spike it. Like I love it. And he motivates his team, and they get behind him. And he's what 19, 20, maybe 20, but he's like 19, 20 years old. And the way they're getting behind him, and they've got some skilled players around him. Because we forget about De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox was an all-star when he was with Sacramento. And he's a closer. So if they double Wemby, you kick it up De'Aaron, you go knock it down. You got Castle, who's rookie of the year as a point guard. They've got a good squad. I don't know if I trust the coach just yet, but that was the heir apparent to
Popovich.
Yeah. So he's been doing a good job of getting that team, and I like what I'm saying. I would not be surprised. I think it would be too early if they made it to the NBA Finals for them.
Yeah, I
But
think so too. But
I wouldn't be
stranger things to
surprised.
happen. But I
Yeah.
think the OKC
If
is
they
in
stay
good shape.
healthy, the Thunder are the team to beat. Even though the Spurs have given them all they wanted,
Oh, they have. But they have.
because you can't hit that mid range SGA likes to get into that mid range right around the free throw line and shoot that
Yeah,
little mid
because
range.
you get them calls.
Do that against Wimby. Wimby throwing it back at you. Okay, so they got to play differently when they play the Spurs, and that's the only team that gets them out of their style. So, because they handle Jokic, they can handle everybody else, but they can't handle because he's offensive. Like Rudy Gobert, he's not on the offensive end, so you can kind of pull him away from the basket and then do what you need to do. But Wemby is way more athletic than Rudy Gobert, way taller, and is way nastier. So it's just, I love him. I really love him.
Wimby.
Can't help but love him. If you don't like him, it's just because you've been a hater.
You hating.
He can do everything. Like he's an alien, and I know we use that term a lot, but that dude is really an alien. I've never seen a player like that. It's incredible at that size to dribble. He tried to cross people up. You 7'3" crossing people, man. Doing reverse dunks on the free throw line is catching. I mean, it's unfair. Like he's a guy. Like back in the day, they would change the rules for it. Like remember with Will Chamberlain, they said for a while they said you couldn't dunk, and they said you couldn't dunk. You just had to lay it in because they most people couldn't do it. And you had to change the rules. He's a guy that they would change the rules for, like make the rim.
That's unfair, like Tom Brady rules in football.
Make it 11-foot rim instead of 10 feet. They're like, this dude is he's too good. Kind of something silly, just to But this is
just to give people a better advantage, I guess.
Yeah, a fighting chance, but this is not the 50s or 60s anymore. Where when they started letting black people in basketball, they realized, oh, we can't play above the rim, so we got to get rid of. So they realized how silly that was. But it's that kind of thing. Like they got rid of the granny shot from the free throw line. Remember they were doing the underhand free throws, and they stopped that. So they changed rules for Shaq, right? So I think there's going to be some rule changes
because of Wemby.
And that's the best compliment you can give a player is to change the rules because of him. But you see, they try to do it to your Eagles. Oh, we can't do the tush push.
The tush push. We didn't even use it. The Bills used it more than we did last season.
Yep. Well, you were in a position to do it as much. And that's the thing.
Well, yeah, people stopped it, and then we had a few turnovers doing it too.
Right, because you had your injuries on the offensive line, a couple of turnovers. The tush push requires so much choreography to get it done right that you just can't expect it. Oh, you just line up and push forward, it's go good. No, it's not like that. And then they started calling a little bit tighter, right? They started calling because the ball was getting snapped. Everybody was doing it, so I'm not saying it was but they were snapping the ball a little early, and they've been calling. I've seen a couple calls where they call it for false starts. People were leaving. Not the center. Sorry, not the center. The guards were diving early before the ball was snapped, so they would get that a little extra. So they started calling it, and when that happens, it kind of evened out. And I'm glad they didn't ban it.
I think because to me that's a punk move. I mean, you can't stop it. You're gonna change the rule. The Packers are the one who initiated it. So that's why we were at the game. We were like tush push all the way, but they didn't actually play. They didn't even do it at all when it was at that game. I don't remember.
I would have been that petty too. I would have been super petty with them. I'd have been oh, it's second and 4, tush push. I'm gonna tush push 3 straight times. See if you can stop it. I'm gonna do something real dirty, just ignorant, just to make you rub it in your face that you even tried to stop this. But so y'all, that's it for today. We gave y'all a good hour and a half. Sports will be back in 2 weeks, and we'll have March Madness. We'll be at Sweet 16
March
by the
Madness
time we
going to
come
be,
back.
yeah.
So we'll know how all of this plays out. A couple of things I'm gonna point y'all to. I've been my YouTube algorithm. I've looked at a couple of things about Prince, the musician. I watched a couple of videos about him. Prince was not only he's a musical genius because he plays like 25 instruments, which we all knew that. But I think he was just a certified genius. Like it's. So I watched the videos today, and it was talking about he was at the studio in LA. He had on these bummy clothes, some shades, hood up, to try to not be a celebrity. He goes into this vintage guitar shop, and the guy looks at him, makes the assessment. Oh, he didn't recognize him as Prince, so he just kind of makes.
Because he wasn't his usual fly stuff.
Right. So he went through the thing. So Prince went back into the back. Like they had this little rack of like old guitars that were kind of beat up and things of that nature. And he's like, "Oh, those guitars aren't worth a lot. We just have them, blah blah." And he's like this. And he was picking up one that was like, the guy had a price on it of $300, and he's got like a $45,000 guitar in there. But Prince pulls up one that's $300. The guy was like, "Oh, that guitar's not worth anything. Look at all." And Prince was like, "You don't know what you're looking at." And he was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "This is one of the original." He laid out, "This is one of the original ones, blah, 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 blah. Look right here." He was showing him on the guitar. "Look right here. This is this guitar is worth $50,000. The guy sold it at auction for like $87,000 because he brought in the guy from the manufacturer to take a look at the cigar, and he verified everything that Prince told him. And to this day, that guy was like, he never got a chance to see Prince again because he died.
Not too long
years after that. But he's got a plaque like dedicated to Prince in the
I bet he does.
store, and he shuts down the store on the date of Prince's death every year out of respect for Prince. Teaching him, he said he didn't just give me, help me make money on this guitar.
No, and he wasn't a smart. He wasn't a smart ass either, because some people with knowledge can come across that way.
To see past the markings. He said, "I was looking for perfection. I was looking for stuff that people put in museums and hang on their wall." Prince was looking for soul. He was like, "That guitar is more valuable because it's got soul. It's probably being played on many of the songs that you're on the radio right now, other than those ones that are perfectly pristine on the wall. That guitar." So he gave him a lesson that he remembered. And I was like, "God damn, Prince." And he's petty as fuck. So when he did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Rolling Stone did him dirty. And they came out with this list of the top 100 guitarists. They didn't put Prince on it at all. And Prince was like, "Wait, what?" So they invited him to play. They were at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They were inducting George Harrison posthumously. So he had his son, Tom Petty, and Heartbreakers, and some other well-known white guitarists. And somehow they invited Prince to be part of this dedication to George Harrison. And he's got this song, it's called "When My Guitar Slowly Weeps," right? So he's got this well-known guitar solo in the song. The other guy played it, and then Prince was supposed to play a couple of chords solo just to kind of give him a little taste. So when they did the rehearsal, Prince was mad about not being listed.
I don't blame him.
And he was like, and he's petty as fuck, man. Y'all know, I mean, the Eddie Murphy stuff, I know the Charlie Murphy stuff was like funny on Dave Chappelle, but like they were like, no, he was really like that. Like he was about that. Like, so Prince in the rehearsal, they were like, he didn't do anything. They were like, "Why is this guy up here?" He was just kind of like, "Y'all do what y'all do." He had been planning the whole time. So to get the night of the show, he lied. He knew all the Rolling Stone people, all the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame people gonna be there. So when Tom Petty gives a nod to Prince to take over, he does a 5-minute solo. Completely. They were just like, they just kept strumming. He was so dirty. He had his bodyguard. So at one point, he gets to the edge of the stage, turns around, he lays back. The bodyguard catches him. He's still playing the guitar. They push it back up. He's still playing. He's doing his thing. They're like, then when he gets done, he finally gets done, takes the guitar off, tosses it up in the air. He tells the bodyguard to catch it, give it to Oprah. He bought that guitar for that performance. It was like a cheap Stratocaster. He's like, I'm going to play this with not an expensive guitar. I'm going to play this with a regular guitar that anybody can buy. Show y'all how I shred. They said the next time they released a list, he was number 14 on the list. Like, he said, I can show you better than I can tell you. So I'm like,
I love it. I love it because I'm petty too. I love it.
So yeah, you can see that. I'll send you the video by text. It was hilarious to see. And he was like, I'm gonna get you. I'm like, and he wore, when I tell you he played that guitar, he wore that song out. They could do nothing with him. And that's Prince. I mean, don't disrespect him. And he had to show him. So I love Prince more.
I love Prince too. I was low key depressed, like we were friends when he passed away, well, at least for a week.
I was so hurt because he came to Atlanta and did a one-man show at the Fox Theater. Tickets were $600 each. I was like, ooh, he'll be back. And he died like a couple of months later. And I was like, and I did Luther and Prince. Luther came to Atlanta.
I saw Prince twice, in Charlotte and when I was in Birmingham.
I'm so sad. Those are the two concerts that I'm sad at.
I never saw Luther. You see his documentary? Luther's?
On Prince?
Luther.
Yeah, I saw Luther's, yeah.
No, so they did a good job.
Luther's fantastic. Like
they did a good job on that documentary.
He's a really good, he was a musician. Like he was an artist that I think he felt trapped. He was,
in his words, the lyrics.
The lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
1,000 kisses from you is never too much.
Oh, the lyrics. I was like, Luther. A chair. I mean, he's talking about chairs and stuff. I mean, it's just like you.
Just Superstar. That's one of my favorite songs. And it's the longest ass song. But Superstar, I'm like, take your time with it, Luther. Take your time. We're going to be right here. We're going to be right here. Yeah. So, yeah. Luther, Prince, that you have much more respect for their artistry after they've got. I do. I knew Prince was fantastic as a musician because he got signed at 19 years old. They said it. He was, by the time he was like 8 or 9, he was playing multiple instruments. 14, he was I saw a TikTok video about D'Angelo that was really interesting. He wrote the song "You Will Know." Remember, United, Man Boy. They did that song for the movie. Mm-hmm. He wrote that song. He wrote it at when he was 14 years old. D'Angelo.
I didn't realize that.
And it was like D'Angelo was tortured by fame. He was such an artist that How Does It Feel broke, and he didn't write that song for himself. He wrote it for Prince. The song was supposed to be for Prince because that's why he sings it that way. Because he was like, this was for Prince. He played it for him. Prince wasn't feeling it. So he recorded it. Prince still wasn't feeling it. And they're like, you should release it. And he released it, and it became
and that was
the video. Was the video.
The video.
And that's what the video. I said, if you didn't do the video, you did the video, player. I was like, that's on you. That's on you. You did the video.
He did that video.
And he was like, that wasn't what he was trying to do. And it bothered him. And then pancreatic cancer is one of
I know, it's just sad. All these artists just gone too soon.
Yeah. I was hurt by D'Angelo, but I was hurt.
Prince, I think Prince hurt the worst. Prince hurt the worst. And I didn't believe it at first, but then I heard it 2 or 3 times. I was like, I guess it's real.
It wasn't real. Like when Prince was like, Prince died.
And that whole Michael Jackson thing was just weird. The whole fiasco with that when he passed away.
Yeah.
That was just crazy. That was just crazy.
Prince, you don't know what they're putting their bodies through. Because remember, Prince was in his 50s and he was still out there jumping around on stage. And,
he got after his hip replacements. That's when he got hooked on painkillers,
pain medication. Yeah, and those things. What for the entertainment that we enjoy and take advantage of. We don't understand the toll that it's putting on their bodies, especially as they get older.
They're jumping and them heels.
Yeah, them heels alone, walk around the heels.
The heels.
And then you jumping in them, John? You jumping off of speakers with
I
them
know all
heels?
that. Yep, I'm sure he had back issues and other issues as well.
Woo, I'm like,
And I'm
bro.
sure he had some knee issues too. Them heels.
I'm sure he was dealing with arthritis, all kind of degenerative, cartilage getting rubbed all the way out. Just a lot of elements that we didn't care because he was so entertaining. But probably,
and we were too young to realize that now we'd be like, oh yeah.
I'm like, I look the way my hip feel right now. I feel it. I'm like, bro, and I wasn't jumping off the stages like that. I'm like, bro,
thank you. With heels on, not just jumping, but with heels on.
With heels.
With heels on.
Yeah, I got respect for him, but yeah, Prince, I'm going down his rabbit hole. I'm realizing how smart he was,
Paisley Park,
how clever he was. My sister went to Paisley Park. My sister and my brother-in-law, they did the Paisley Park tour. I think I'm gonna do it. I need to.
It's on my list.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
All right.
We'll holla.